All right, looks like we are live. Hope everyone is having a great Monday and welcome to episode 6 of the Together Achieving Greatness show here on my YouTube channel, brought to you by Tag Performance and Nutrition, which is here to help you on your journey to being an athlete for life and achieving the best version of yourself and unleashing greatness. If you are interested in starting that journey, go to tagpn.com and apply. And again, if you guys are enjoying these shows each week and want to make sure you're up on the live ones, click the subscribe button below and the like button below so you are notified when these are coming out. I typically am planning on doing them on Mondays. That's my ultimate goal. But as you know, life happens, things happen. So just to make sure you are up to date and catching these live so you can chime in, chat with me as we're going. Like today is an actual Q&A that I got some questions from some clients and some viewers and followers that I will be answering here. But if you have any questions during one of these sessions, put them in the chat box. Let me know, and I'll answer them if I get time. So if not, we'll get to it on another episode. So again, like I said before, episode 6. This is going to be a Q&A. So today I'm going to be going over 3 questions that I got from clients, from followers, from people just checking out the show. They're all kind of training related. I get in nutrition, so I got 1 nutrition, 2 training questions that I'm going to go over. And yeah, hopefully answers. Hopefully these spring on some more questions, because I know if you got a question in the back of your mind, someone else is probably got that same question or something similar, or wondering something about their health, nutrition, how they can become that best version of themselves, how they can become a athlete for life and train like an athlete for life. And that's what I do here at Tag Performance and Nutrition, is help people achieve their goals. Maybe you want to shed some unwanted body fat. Maybe you want to build some lean muscle. And most importantly, you just want to be athletic and move and be a good example for your kids or your family. No better way to do that than with training, nutrition, and sleep. So let's get into it. Start with the first question I got from one of my clients. So she was just wondering, she asked, because she's on the go. A lot of people are on the go these days. They're running here and there, whether that's with work, whether that's with school, or whether that's just chasing your kids around. Uh, you're there. You're not always have time to sit down and have a good meal. So she asked, what are some high quality protein snacks that she can bring along that are easy for travel and things like that. So I answered it for her, but I want to give you guys the answers too. So some good high quality, high protein snacks that you can take with you on the go. I guess getting into it, there's a ton of different ones. There's a bunch of different ones, but yeah, don't always look. I mean, people are always going to fall back to the protein bar or whatever. But I mean, a lot of that is just candy that with better marketing, or marketing it as a health bar. You got to be careful. Look at the ingredients, things like that. Yeah, protein bars can be good, but look at the ingredients. What's actually in them? Is there actually good quality protein in them, or is it just a bunch of junk with a bunch of other carbs and fats and just unnecessary stuff that you don't need, sugars, things like that? So be on the lookout for that if you are. But there are some good protein bars out there. I don't do a ton. I should do more research on it, but I don't. I mean, I wouldn't call, like, I like RX bars. They're not. I wouldn't really call them high protein. They're only about 12 grams of protein, but they're good. They have very minimal ingredients. Another one that I've had in the past is, I believe they're called Rise. I think it's called Rise bar. They're again very minimal ingredients. But again, protein bars are one thing. That's one thing people talk about the most as easy to go. But I like to fall back for on real foods, not actual like supplements, but focus on real food. So things like beef jerky is a good one. You can get that. I mean, and again, same with that. Look at the content and make sure it's mainly just jerky meat. There's not a lot of. They're gonna have some seasonings and stuff to make the jerky. Make sure there's not a ton of sugar in there. There are some good brands out there, so you're not just buying the cheap brand. But I mean, even if it's just go to quick, if you're in a gas station, that's a good go to is beef jerky. high protein, easy to eat, tastes good. So jerky is one. A lot of times with jerky, you can get string cheese. So string cheese is a great one. You can get low fat, you can get higher fat depending on fat content, but you can get a good amount of protein and a 3, 4 sticks of string cheese. It's a good quick one. I mean, heck, I eat them a lot. Uh, yeah, you may be thinking, oh, that's just a kid's food. So who cares? It's still good. It's better than not having a good high, adding some protein in there. So have a couple sticks of string cheese to get you up to 15, 20 grams of protein with 3 or 4 of them. So that's pretty darn good there, and it tastes good if you're a dairy fan. Oh, let's see what else we got. We got Greek yogurt. Sticking on the dairy, Greek yogurt. You can scoop up. Again, you can prepare yourself. Get little Tupperware containers or bowls or glassware, something like that. Store them in a cooler. Bring that with you if you're always on the go, and so you have it quick to go, or put it in the fridge at work, things like that. So Greek yogurt, high in protein. Make sure you get, again, with like everything, get the variations or versions that are not full of sugar and a bunch of extra stuff that you don't need. Get that. Mix in your own fruit. Mix in your own nuts. Whatever you want to put in there to make it taste a little bit better. Because yeah, it's not the best tasting if you're just getting the plain stuff. Because that's usually what I recommend. Get the plain stuff. Mix in the fruits, the even vegetables and nuts, maybe some oats, something like that. Mix in that stuff too, so you aren't just eating the plain stuff, because the plain stuff kind of tastes like sour cream. If I mean, it's not bad. You get used to it, but it's not the best thing to best tasting thing, I guess, if you're looking for, if taste is a big issue. So add in the other stuff. Don't just buy the prepackaged stuff with the fruit at the bottom or whatever, because a lot of times those just pack in a lot of extra sugars and chemicals and stuff that you don't really need. So look for plain Greek yogurt. Cottage cheese is another one, kind of sticking on that dairy theme. Um, Easy to grab a, you can get the to go containers, or you can just put yours in like into Tupperware or glassware, whatever you have. So cottage cheese is another good one. Pack a lot of protein. I think it tastes delicious. Used to never like it, but when I started changing my diet, my nutrition plan, I learned to love it. It's really good. And again, you can get higher fat content, you can get lower fat content. So Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, deli meats are a good way to go. Yes, they get a bad rap a lot of times because they are more processed than like chicken breast or beef or whatever. But you can get higher quality, better ones with not all the nitrates and all the um, chemicals and preservatives and flavorings and all that stuff. So again, look at the ingredient list. But deli meat is a good one to get and have on the go. You can just eat it by itself. You can put it in a sandwich. You can um, wrap it around a pickle or something. I don't know, whatever. However you enjoy it. Have it with some carrots or vegetables, whatever. So think of like a little bag of deli meat and a handful of nuts. There you go. A lot of people say nuts. Nuts are not a good source of protein. They're really not. For what, 200 calories, which is about typically about one serving of almonds or nuts. Yeah, you're gonna get a little bit of protein, maybe 6 to 8 grams somewhere in there, 4 to 8 grams somewhere in there. But you're also getting 20 grams of fat, so they are not a good source of protein. You're gonna get the protein in that is more like a side effect, kind of a residual effect. So don't think nuts are good. I mean, if you like them, enjoy them, but they're also easy to overindulge and just add a ton of calories because they are so fat dense and calorically dense. So yeah, so like two, what is it? Uh, Not even a handful of nuts. One serving of nuts is typically around 200 calories, and not a ton of protein, like 4 to 8 grams. So don't think of nuts as a great source of protein. You can get some protein from them, but they're also a lot of fat. So just a heads up on that. So got that, and then again, like I said, don't rely on supplements, but supplements can be good. I'm not against supplements. They have to be quality. You don't need all this other garbage, but protein powder is a good one, especially if you're on the run. A good quality, high quality protein powder, an isolate or a whey isolate or just a regular whey. Again, check the ingredients, check that it's certified, check that it does third party testing, so you know it's quality because um, the our supplements are not as tested as like foods and other drugs in the country. So just be wary, look at them, make sure from a reputable company. And because protein powder is quick, it's easy. You can throw it in your shaker bottle, mix it with some water or milk or whatever, and just drink it. Or you can mix it in yogurt, mix it in cottage cheese. You can mix it in a lot of different things, oatmeal, things like that, and just have it quickly ready to go. So you're not having to reach for a worse choice. Again, so those are some high quality protein snacks that you can have. You could even just cooking up some leftover chicken breast. I mean, something like that is good cold. You can just, if it's nice and cooked, you can just grab it out of the bag or container and chew on it like a savage or whatever. But or you can just peel it, eat it, whatever. Bring a fork, bring a spoon. Because when I think of snacks, I think of just extra meals, other meals like smaller meals. But yeah, like I said, snack your foods. I think we got jerky, we got Greek yogurt, we got cottage cheese, deli meats, um, protein powder, and just regular meats that if you are um, got them cooked already and just leftovers, cold meat, it's fine. Chicken, turkey, things like that is good. If you are a vegetarian, I'm not a vegetarian, so but some more plant-based proteins would be things like beans, garbanzo beans, chickpeas. You can get they have all these different ones that are again they kind of got that market in the bag where you buy the bag. They're I don't know if they're baked or whatever, chickpeas and kind of crunchy like chips or whatever. So get something like that. You can just get a can of cooked beans and cool them overnight or whatever and eat those too. So garbanzo beans are a great one for that. Chickpeas, same thing. So, um, but yeah, those are some different options as far as that goes. So any protein, because protein, like I said, is protein is necessary for you to eat. You should be eating high protein. And that's kind of why she had this question, is because our main goal starting and working and going forward to start here is adding in more quality protein throughout the day because you coming in wasn't eating a lot of it. So we add that protein. Having these snacks, these easy, quick go-to meals can be a great way to bump up that protein without having to cook a ton of food or add in a ton of more calories in a meal that you don't just necessarily don't have a ton of time to sit down and do that or cook or prepare for that. So those are some examples of high protein snacks that you can include in your day, whether you're on the go or chasing the kids around, whatever it may be. Some simple, quick, easy grab and go protein snacks there. So, any questions on that, you guys? Feel free to comment below and let me know if you got some favorites that you have or need some more ideas. I can get you more ideas on those. So, but now we will move on to question number two. And again, guys, I don't want to make these episodes very long because, I mean, if you're like me, we don't have a very long attention spans these days and make them short, quick. So usually we're probably going to try and get them around a half hour or so, depending on how much I ramble on about each topic. But we're on to question number two now, and that was when is the best time to train, or what is the best time to train during the day? And you'll probably, if I get more Q and A's and things like that, you're gonna hear me say this a lot, and this is the adult diaper answer. It depends because it depends on so many different things. What is your schedule like? What is your life schedule like? What your lifestyle? When do you work? When do you get up? When do you go to sleep? When do you eat? What's your day to day life look like? How hectic is it? How busy is it? That because to be honest, the best time to train is when you can make time to train. So you should make time to train and do something every day, exercise And that doesn't mean lift heavy weights. It means just sometimes just going for a walk, doing something like that, just to move and make sure you do some sort of exercise every day. And that could just be playing with the kids or whatnot, but make sure you're doing it. And the best time is when you can make that time, when it fits your lifestyle, because you don't want to make your lifestyle fit training. You want to make training fit your lifestyle. So find a time in the day. Maybe that's morning, maybe that's midday, a lunch break, maybe that's evenings. But find what is going to work best for you, and ultimately what you can be consistent with and what you can stick with long term. Because once that, the best thing to do is find a time that works for you each day, so you can build that habit and the behavior, and body can get stuck in that routine, because your body likes to be in a routine and not be mixed up. And kind of find that plan that you can do and just be consistent with, because if you do it, it becomes routine, it becomes part of your day, and rather than, oh, I just have to train today, that type of thing. Personally, I prefer mornings. Right now I do a lot of earlier morning trainings. Ideally I like around like 8 or 9, between 8 and 9 in the morning, somewhere in there. Just, but with when I'm teaching and stuff like that, you never know. You got to be in there early, so getting it done early is good. And I just build a routine and get up, eat breakfast, train. That's kind of my thing now, and I've been doing that for years. Whereas I used to train when I was working in a completely different industry, I was in sales and marketing, doing all that BS. Um, I was training a lot of times after work, and that sucked. I hated that because after work you're tired, you're dragging. Maybe you had a boss was being an idiot, or you just didn't have a good day, or got in a fight with someone, and yeah, you just long drive, commute, and you're just tired, and you're likely to put it off and don't want to train. So I find doing it in the morning works great because you get all the benefits of training, and feel more energized throughout the day. Maybe you didn't sleep the greatest, but still, you make time and get that training, then you feel better afterwards. You have more energy throughout the day. Whereas if you're less likely to put it off, get that hardest thing you're going to do during the day done first, and then it's all downhill from there. So that's why I like morning training. And if you can, I would suggest try it out on try different times, see what's going to work best for you. If you can get it in at lunch, if you have to wait till night. And that's one thing, waiting till the nighttime. Don't do it right before bed. If at all possible, if that's all you can make time for, then do it. But if you're training too close to bedtime, it can affect your sleep and your circadian rhythm. So don't, because obviously when you're training, you're getting kind of more wired, that sympathetic nervous system, whereas parasympathetic is your rest and digest, where you're calm, relaxed, breathing normal, and ready to eat, those types of things, and recover. But when we're training, we're kind of more wired, heart beats up, so we're not primed to sleep, and it could take a while to get back down from that. So I always say like 3 to 4 hours before bed, or is the closest to bedtime. Kind of the same thing with eating. Don't eat too close to bedtime because that can disrupt your sleep too. So, but again, there is no magic time. Get it in, do it when you can do it, and again, make sure it fits your lifestyle. So ultimately, you can be consistent with it, and it becomes a habit and a behavior, and not just something you're having to. Oh, I have to do this. Start looking at it as something you get to do. It's part of your day. It's part of your lifestyle, and helping you build and become the best version of yourself and unleash that greatness through training. So the best time to train is whenever you can, when you can make it fit in your life and you can be consistent with it. Again, me personally, I'm a morning person. I like training in the mornings because I get that difficult thing done right away. Then the rest of the day is easier, and then I have more time to do other things, and then I have more energy to help me do those things because I got my workout. Um, I'm not dragging coming into the gym because I got it done already. So that is my answer for that one. So again, let me know in the comments when is your favorite time to train, what works best for you, and we'll go from there. But if you have any questions on that, need any more help with that, let me know, guys. So we'll finish it up here with the third question I got, kind of geared a little bit differently, but I got it. Was what is sport specific training and do you do that? Uh, so couple questions first. What is sport specific training? Um, you get all these people out there, these marketing people and trainers market their programs and stuff as sport specific when they're not. Sport specific training is practicing your sport. It's playing your sport. So if you're a baseball player, it's practicing. It's baseball practice. Um, it's your games. Football practice. It's your games. Soccer. It's soccer practice. It's your games. Basketball practice. It's your games. Nothing you do in the gym is sport specific. You can't, just because you put a baseball on the end of a rubber band and you do exercises with it does not mean it's sport specific. Just because you have a basketball in your hand while you're curling a dumbbell does not mean it's sport specific. Because you're balancing on a Bosu ball, trying to juggle and stick something up your butt and twirl the ball and bicep curl and bench press all at the same time, that's not sport specific. Just because you're wearing catcher's gear while you're lifting, that's not sport specific. Sport specific does not happen in the gym. That's general. I like to call it GPP, or everyone I've learned from call it GPP, general physical preparedness. That's what's going on in the gym. Yes, the gym can have a big effect on your sports, on your ability to play your sport, but what we do in the gym is not specific to a sport. Yes, different athletes are going to need different types of training. It's not sport specific though, it's individual specific to each person. So, what one person needs is not necessarily what the other person's going to need. And do I do sport specific training? I do that with my catching training when I work with catchers and we practice catching. That is sport specific, where we're doing drills and fundamentals of working with catchers, but that is not done in the gym. I'm not throwing dumbbells at them, having them trying to block dumbbells, or having them squat a barbell while trying to squat and catch a pitch. That is not sport specific. You see all these stupid videos and these people promoting their sport specific training, but everything in the gym is general and is not designed for a specific I'm trying to think of the right word, a specific sport athlete. So what I do with one baseball player is not necessarily going to be the same that I do with another baseball player. They could need totally different things. So if you're understanding it, it means my coaching, my programs are more individual, um, specific and not sport specific, whether if I'm working with an athlete. So it's same with my regular when I work with regular people, former athletes. It's the program is designed for them, not someone else. So there's no one program that's going to work for every basketball player, that's going to work for every football player, that's going to work for every baseball player. It's you got to make it individualized for each person. That could be sets, that could be reps, that could be technique, form, uh, variations you're using um, based on their experience level, where they're coming at. So if I got someone, a baseball player who's coming in, he's been lifting for 10 years, and then I got just a brand new kid who's lifted 3 days in his entire life, their programs are going to be different. We're not going to be doing the same thing necessarily. There's going to be a lot of similarities as far as working on foundational compound movement patterns, sprinting, jumping, throwing, and lifting, those types of things. But there's going to be specific for each individual, not their sport. So, um, and like a lot of times, a good example is the bench press, especially with baseball. Oh, we don't have baseball players bench press. No, that's stupid. Baseball players can bench press. It's not, that's just a general thing that people say. Yes, an individual might not be ready for a bench press at this point in his life, or that point in his life, her life, because they haven't learned how to properly do it. They have an injury or something like that. Whereas just in general, just lumping every baseball player or every softball player should not bench press. Nah, you can't do that. Nah, because that just puts a bad rap on everything and tells everyone they're the same. which everyone's different. Their body is different. Their training experience, injury history is different. The way they move is different. Um, there's just so many factors that play into it where sports specific training is not actually done in the gym. So if someone's promoting that they have a sports specific program for baseball, for basketball, for football, whatever it may be wary because there's no such thing as a sports specific training program done in the weight room or in the gym. That stuff's done out on the field, on the court, in practice, in your games. That's where you get that sports specific stuff. So, yeah, wearing a weight vest or pulling a sled and shooting a basketball, that's not sports specific again. The weight room is done to assist and help qualities that can help you in your sport, getting stronger, getting faster, getting more explosive, becoming more powerful. You can get all those things through training. Training can assist that, but it should not be considered sport specific because that is actually playing your sport and practicing your sport. So just little help for you guys to know that the sports specific when someone's saying that, be wary unless they're a sports skills coach like I have that part of my business too with catching. That is sports specific because we are working on catching. Or if I'm a basketball shooting coach, that is sports specific. Actually working on jump shot, getting out, shooting, that type of thing. But what they do in the gym is general. What they do in practice. So the gym for athletes, the gym is getting them ready for practice, and practice gets them ready for the game. So kind of the three steps there. So use the gym along with practice, along with games to get better and build an ultimately well-rounded athlete. But just remember that sports specific training is just that. It is sports specific. It is actually practicing. It is actually playing. It's not done in the weight room. So there's so many things out there you see with these sports specific programs, and just want to clear that up. And that was a great question, and it's good for people that they should know this, especially parents of young kids, when they are looking to bring their kids to these um, sports performance programs and training. And yes, I consider myself working on sports performance training. Again, strength training, sprinting, jumping, throwing. These things all can attribute and help grow an athlete at their sport and become better at their sport. But is it ultimately going to make them better at their sport? Not necessarily. Most times you get better at your sport by playing your sport, by practicing your sport, not necessarily lifting and um, lifting things in the weight room, lifting heavy weights, lifting light weights fast. Because, yes, it's good, especially for younger kids. Building strength is probably one of the best things they can do for themselves because that's going to help them get faster. It's going to help them get stronger, build more muscle, be more durable, jump higher, things like that. But as they go, adding strength is not always going to be key. It's not always going to translate more to the field. So you just got to weigh these things, and that's where a good coach comes in. Um, so, I mean, if you do have athletes that are looking to get better at their sport and want to train to be better at their sport, build strength, build muscle, build power, build speed, that's where tag comes in. Work with youth athletes, depending on age. I mean, all the way from elementary up till high school, college. So if you are interested or have a child or a youth athlete or know of a youth athlete who is interested in getting good quality training, I got one-on-one, small group, as well as online coaching available for them to get them where they want to be and help them get better at their sport and become an unstoppable beast on the field or on the court. So reach out, go to tagpn.com, go to the apply coaching tab, or you can click on there is a sports perform or athlete performance page in there too. So if you want to find out more information on that, please do that. Otherwise, post your questions below or hit me up at trevor@tagpn.com. That's my email. Best way to reach me, but get a hold of me. Otherwise, check out the links below to my social media too. You can reach me on there. But any questions, guys, let me know. We'll be doing another Q&A here probably in a few weeks. So I'll let you know when I have that to kind of update you and get some more questions from you guys. I keep making a list whenever someone asks, even if it's just the client just asking something random, they don't think much of it. I think, hey, that could definitely help. I'm sure a lot of, like I said at the beginning, a lot of other people probably have that same or a similar question. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Again, this is episode 6. Make sure you like and subscribe below, and we will catch you next week. Peace out.